He first came to the area in 1978. I was a senior, and I played point guard for 5 years, and in his wisdom, he moved me to center, okay? But we did get him 3 wins that year. And since then, it's been all pretty much uphill. He has built a program. He has affected a lot of lives in the area. So for just a second, are there any former coaches in here that coached with Mr. Stewart? If you would stand up, please. There are any former coaches who have coached with Coach Stewart? Okay? How about, are there any former high school basketball players that worked with Mr. Stewart? And managers, would you stand up? Just stay standing. Just any former basketball players, whoever played for Mr. Stewart, if you'd stand up. Okay? Are there any little kids or girls or younger kids who's ever been to a camp or a league with Mr. Stewart, who's ever worked basketball with Mr. Stewart at a camp or anything along that line? Would you stand up? Are there any parents here who have their kids coached and worked with by Mr. Stewart? Would you stand up? He has affected a lot of lives in a positive way. Just give him a little applause there. I'm usually not one to write things down. I usually just talk, but he has so many things that I need to remember, I thought I should write them down. He has 38 years of coaching. He came in 1978. He has 521 career wins. He has taken 5 teams to the state tournaments. He's got 12 conference championships, 5 sub-state finals, 4 times been named district coach of the year. At one time, he had a record here, I gotta get this one right, 171 wins and 27 losses over a 10-year period. You think about that, if you've been a coach, you know how hard it is to put a string like that together, to have 171 wins and only 27 losses over a period of time. And, you know, he built a program. It wasn't always that way. His first 3 years, he was 7-49. And again, I got him 3 of those. Okay, so he comes from Trainer, Iowa. He is used to winning and competing. At Trainer, he was 97-9 as a high school athlete in basketball. He had earned 17 letters. He played 3 different sports at college. He was in basketball 4 years, baseball 4 years, and golf 2 years. Besides all the honors, you know, and statistics and all those types of things, what I really like to say is he's affected a lot of people in a positive way. I've been around him. I owe a lot of things to him because he tutored me and a lot of other young people. We came up with at least 12 coaches who are now coaching basketball in some form, so he's affected a lot of people. And I just think he exemplifies commitment to teaching, to coaching, to a community, and to young people, and he loves those things. So thank you very much, Coach Stewart.
I just want to know, what's the over-under on time? It's kind of a basketball banquet thing. Pretty humbling to stand here. Number one, I don't feel like this is that deserving, because I think if you talk to most coaches, they coach to coach, and they coach because they love the game of what they're coaching. It's not about awards, it's not about getting somewhere at the end. It's just you go to work every day and you do what you love to do. And so for that reason, I feel like, I guess I'm not sure how I feel. There are 2 coaches here I want to recognize specifically, and this is one of the reasons why I feel the way I feel. There are 2 other coaches in this room that I truly believe deserve to be in the Iowa Hall of Fame, and they are Les Keeling, Seti, and the other one is Roger Gazzo, sitting up there. And I got to admit, Roger Gazzo, I think if you talk to most coaches, they coach to coach, and they coach because they love the game of what they're coaching. It's not about awards, it's not about getting somewhere at the end. It's just you go to work every day and you do what you love to do. And so for that reason, I feel like gentlemen have done. So hopefully those two will get in there at some point in time. I don't think it matters what sport you're coaching, as I said. I coach the same way I play sports. I never played sports to get an award. I never played a sport to get all conference. We just played sports to beat somebody. And somewhere along the line, we've kind of lost track of all that stuff. We seem to want to get, you go to school and you ask kids to do something. What do I get? I guess satisfaction of getting it done. But we've kind of lost that somewhere. So I think that's, for me, it's always been that way. Awards come, I guess it's the end result. I read this on Twitter the other day because now I'm a tweeter. Not very good at it, but some coach way smarter than me has made a comment that a bad day of coaching is still better than anything else I can think of doing. So I think that's how most coaches feel about their jobs. In my 38 years of coaching, 26 at Fredericksburg and 12 at Sumner-Fred, I've had great experiences. And I know most people think, well, all your state tournament teams, yeah, those were great. I'll tell you two of the greatest experiences I've had were my last 2 years of coaching at Sumner-Fredericksburg. We had two teams that probably were not real good on paper, and yet somehow we managed to win 12 and 14 games. And in my opinion, we way overachieved. And some of those guys are in this gym right here. Some of the things are obvious. You go to state, that's great. And that's ultimately what we're all trying to do in any sport. But I don't think, we can't forget about the other teams that have all done their best. One of the things I think you could, at least I feel this way, all the teams I've coached, whether we've won or lost, our kids have played hard till the final horn's gone off. And I think that's important because it's pretty easy to quit sometimes when you get behind. And I think our kids have always played very hard right to the end. I'm going to wrap up here shortly. Some thank yous. Administrators, both at Fredericksburg and Sumner-Fredericksburg. Custodians, do a lot of things that we don't know about. Laundry and sports and you name it, they do it. Cloggers scorekeepers over here that travel with us. I was thinking, I think Pat Becker's been with me probably as long as any of my assistant coaches. So how many years is this, Pat? I'd like to thank all the parents and all you parents that have coached over the years. I can tell you from a coaching point of view, our best teams are teams when parents get involved in a program and actually take the kids to tournaments. It makes a big difference. It makes our job a lot easier. Managers, I know I have some here. Without them, I'm kind of lost. Not kind of lost, I am lost. I don't really know what I'm doing. And Coach Bowling had all the assistant coaches stand up. I want to recognize Coach Steve Staker too. So this is going to be a good and bad. If you're happy that I'm standing here right now, you can thank Coach Staker. If you're not happy I'm standing here right now, you can blame Coach Staker. Because at about 7:49, how I kept my job, I have no idea. But he was with me for 26 years. Coach Teeling walked into a tough situation when we came together. He did a fantastic job, and I was blessed to work with him. So thank you, Dave. And I know I have some other assistant coaches here as well. Finally, I guess it takes everybody to make this possible. There's a lot of great players here, and I want to thank the players specifically. Sometimes I say this in my health class, so parents, if your kids say this, I didn't really say it, but I'll say it now. Sports are great if you're working with coaches and kids. Sometimes things get mixed up after that. Okay? And I feel very fortunate that the towns I've worked in have been very supportive. So I knew it was time to quit when one of my former players became a grandfather for the second time. That's where you at, Mr. Bowling. When you get grandkids, it's time to get out. Now, I was not going to dress up tonight. Have my outfit, I sound like a woman here, I apologize, but I had my outfit all picked out last night. I went to school today and I thought, this tie has been to at least 20 basketball games the week before Christmas. So I decided to wear it, and for one last time, I'm going to unbutton my collar. Thank you.